mentioned that you were canceled out of your university and out of the research position you held there. I too have experienced cancellation on my university radio program for doing stories on COVID origins. I think when I was canceled from my program, they wouldn't, it was very Kafkaesque. They wouldn't provide the actual crime I had committed. The charges against me were so generalized, I couldn't possibly defend myself. And then the very mechanisms already in place for these kinds of situations were denied to me. Now, I've read some, at least, of your article at Counterpunch from earlier this year. Pentagon funded Plymouth University cancels anti-war academic reflections on how the U.S. empire conquered higher education. The cancellation I suffered, I always assumed was a combination of COVID and my reporting on the Ukraine war, which was both, as you might expect, were against the grain. Do you think that it was your involvement in COVID research or in anti-war research that resulted in your ouster from Plymouth?
This is a mystery, and like you, there was no specific allegations made. I was working off campus, and my funding for my research, which was about blindness and visual impairment, it had nothing to do with politics. That's what I do in my spare time. That came from a third party, and the university was acting as a host for my postdoctoral work. So I was in a very vulnerable position, and it was very easy for them to get rid of me. And I found myself last October locked out of my account, and nobody from IT staff would tell me what was happening. It's only because the original sponsor of my email account happened to give me the emails that other staff had been writing about me that I got a clue as to what was happening. I still don't know the identity of the original complainant, but I suspect I know who it is. Someone I'd never heard of and never met, but this person is copied into the emails for no apparent reason. And I learned from other FOIA requests that he's getting British government money to counter what they call disinformation and quote unquote populism. As if I'm kind of lumped into the right wing, which I'm absolutely not, quite far from it. This guy wrote to my old PhD examiner, who's in a completely different department, called Jane Grant, and she said that this guy he's writing conspiracy theories which don't put the university in a good light, but they never said what they were. And they said maybe it's time to terminate his contract. And actually, she, on her Twitter account, she's retweeting pro-union stuff. So it's good to support trade unions, but not to actually do it in practice. It's, stab your colleagues in the back. So the whole university department's piled in on me and wouldn't explain what was happening. I had no right of reply, no specific allegations made. And actually, I had to write to the vice chancellor of the university. And unfortunately, the independent investigator, although he agreed they should not have cancelled me in the way they did, the consensus was basically that I should go.
Well,